This movie was won in the last 5 minutes. It won its awards in the last 5 minutes. Because humans are, for the most part, stupid. We need symbolism for it and talk for us. Hence Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Hence Parasite. We're stupid. Hence was that song by Childish Gambino?
This is America.
Yeah, this is America. So, oh my God, the community, especially in America, they were like they're raising their fist up because of that, because of the symbolism on that video. But if we're left to think about these causes in our head in the vacuum, can't do it. So going back to symbolism and Parasite, the last 5 minutes was where the movie won all of its awards. So spoiler alert. I'll give you this the broad stroke, so I will kill it for everybody. The poor guy that once worked at the rich person's house was able to buy that house at the
Mm.
end. That's it. I won't give you the premise of why he bought the house, but he was able to afford to buy the house.
So without having context, it sounds like it's essentially the story of rags to riches,
Exactly.
which is everyone's favorite
Symbolism of
story.
the movie, and it's a trigger. So once everybody saw that last 5 minutes, because it was not going that way throughout the movie. Once everybody saw that last 5 minutes, the redemption story, because of the tragedy that happened at the house, and the redemptive nature of the story, it won all of the awards for best original. It was original screenplay. Quite honestly, I'm not gonna kill the movie because it was good. I just didn't like quite honestly, the last act or so. So the movie was. You want me to give it a breakdown, or are you gonna watch it?
Give me a breakdown. It's not gonna ruin anything for me.
Okay. So essentially, it was a good movie in the sense that it was good schematics played by the actors. Uh, so the son, he had a friend, and this is another reason they won the awards. It shed some light into the poor living of South Korea. So they were like basement dwellers, so to speak. Their house was below ground, and as Americans, that's foreign to our eyes. So seeing how they live, seeing how they struggle to eat, and how they would like save food or whatever it may be, just get food however they can. That was insightful for us because we've never seen living like that. That's living to a different extreme. We actually got some insight into how society is in South Korea for people that maybe not aware of the living situation in there. So that was another aspect that was good. It was very descriptive of how poor they were. So the kid he has a friend. The friend, he introduces him to a rich family where he can be a tutor because he won't be able to tutor them anymore. So he's going to be an English tutor for one of the kids of the rich family. So this guy develops a scheme to hire his sister as one. He doesn't have any credentials. His sister made a fake diploma that he went to college because he wasn't able to afford college. Fake diploma that he went to college and all these certificates. So he got a job at the house, and then the house needed a new tutor or instructor for the youngest child, a boy, an art teacher. So he said, "Oh, I have someone for you," even knowing he does not. So he hired his sister, and his sister improvised everything, and she taught like some art psychology. So she got a job, and then there was a housekeeper there. They found out that the housekeeper was allergic to peaches. They got the housekeeper sick, and they hired their mother. They got their mother to get the job. But actually, before that, there was a driver that sent the girl home after a session, and she was scheming again. She put her panties on the floor on the back seat of the car, and mentioned essentially she got him
Mhm.
fired for trying to be forward with the instructor, the daughter in this case. So she got the dad hired as the driver. So their whole family is working for the house, and without the people that live at the house, the rich people, knowing that they're actually family members. So they're working at the house, pretending they don't know each other. They all have their separate jobs. It's a big come up.
Mm.
Original, yes. So I give them that. I give them respects on that. That's very original. So they're going about it, and then this is where the tragedy happens. The mate one day the rich family goes out for a birthday for the young guy, and the maid comes by. She's saying, "Oh, she left something." They got her fired. So she says she left something. They're all at the house playing around, messing up at the house, drinking wine. The
This
house
was
is
the
filthy.
poor family. Hmm.
Right, but they had time because they know the rich family went
Right.
out of town. So, like a dummy, you know how films are. It's always in one dumb action, and they have the
Yeah.
audience screaming, "No,
You
don't
got to
open the
pour at
door!"
those
She
heartstrings.
opened the door for the maid, right? She opened the door for the maid, and but the kids were hiding. The kids and the dad were hiding. Just the maid. The maid, which is the mother, opened the door for the former
Hmm.
maid. Opened the door, and then she just goes to a basement area. She pushes her way to a basement area, and we find out that her husband was living there in the basement dwellings.
The old maid's husband.
The former
Huh.
maid's right, right. So he's been living there for 4 years.
Against his will.
Yes, just no. He just lived. He got
Gotcha.
comfortable there. He just lived comfortable living there. He would get free food from the former maid. She would feed them. So it's all poor families. The poor. Usually, a maid is going to come from a poor
Hmm.
environment, right? So yeah, so that's their come up essentially. That was her way of coming up. The former maid. So then the kids they were leaning in and listening to the because they're distraught. They were surprised. So they fall over, and that was very suspenseful. That was very suspenseful because they're hiding it the whole time, and then like dummies, they went down to the basement to listen, and then they all fall over one another. Think of it like a cartoon where everyone's leaning on one another to listen, and they all fall over, fall down. When you're in shock, you mentioned the first thing you're comfortable with. They say, "Oh, our dad," something like that. You say, "Oh, that's your dad." Screenshot, boom. Just takes a picture to send it to the family to say, "Oh,
They're all
these people." It's
related.
not a picture, a video. They're all
Mm.
related. They're scammers. Now they're held prison. The new family is held prison by the old family, the old maid and the old husband. And so they're having them like do crazy things like be on their knees, hold their hands up, and it's a whole fight for. Now the new family has to fight for the video back because they haven't sent it. They said if you do anything crazy, we're gonna send the video. They fight for it. They get the phone back, and they essentially bring them back to the basement. We thought the lady died because she hit her head in the back of the wall. She got pushed down. They put them back in. The family comes back, and another more suspenseful situation. The lady comes back. The family comes back. It was raining, and the kid didn't want to do camping anymore, or something like that. So they said they were on the way 8 minutes. The countdown I read about in my script book. They like if we had an impending countdown, it adds more suspense. So 8 minutes to get ready. And she said, make noodles, boil the water and make noodles, some type of noodle. So it's a countdown. We got to clean the house one, and they got to hide the mom, sorry, the dad, the daughter, and the son, because they're not supposed to be there. Only the maid's supposed to be there after
Yep.
hours. So they have to rush everything. So it's very suspenseful. They make it out, and then the whole time they have to the families come back to the house. They have to hide. Very suspenseful. That was great. This is a great moment. Quite honestly, that's why I said this movie was good. And then what else happened? What else happened? Yeah, they made their way out, and the dad said he had a plan. He didn't mention the plan to the kids. He said, "But I have a plan." No one knew what the plan was. So they're going back. A tragedy occurs. It was a massive flood. They lived in the basement, but they left their window open, so their basement, which is their home, got flooded. Very stressful, and it made us sympathize with the the family. That was a stressful situation. Yeah, so That happens. The next day, they say, you know what, we're gonna have a party for our son since the camping didn't go out work out. We're gonna have a party, so they invite everybody individually.
Who's every? So who has the party? The rich family?
The rich family has a party for
Uh-huh.
their kid, and they invite the poor family
Okay.
individually. So they invite everybody, and like a dummy, they went down for something, and I think it was the son that went down for something. With I'm not gonna say, he had a rock. It was like a special gift from his friend, and that day changed his life because that rock provided him the opportunity. For some reason, he was having it. He was quoting the rock for it was symbolism behind that rock as well. That rock gave him special luck, but that special luck turned out to be obviously the downfall of their lives. There's probably more symbolism behind it, but that's the symbolism. That's the symbolism I
Mhm.
caught for it. That rock ended up being him smashed in the head with the rock, and yeah, to our. Well, I'll keep it at that, so you'll be in suspense. So yeah, so the husband attacks because the kid went down to the basement for something. The husband went down, or the kid went down the basement, and the husband, the old maid's husband, attacks him, smashes his head open with the rock, like a big like a big boulder. Grabs a knife. Everyone's having a party in the lawn area. Grabs a knife, slashes
Kid's throat.
the daughter. No, not they're getting payback. He's getting payback the old, sorry, the poor family.
Oh, so this is the poor. This is the
Slashes the
poor family
daughter.
that he's killing.
Yeah, he just goes straight to them. It was a party of like maybe 30,
Mhm.
40 people. Slashes the daughter in the chest. Goes after the mother. Starts attacking her, and I think maybe the dad as well. And then we see that the rich family, they didn't care about the poor family. There's a moral dilemma at the end of the story. He's saying the rich dad saying to the driver, which is the poor dad, grab the keys, let's go. We got to get out of here. It's a distressful situation. We got to get out from this crazy maniac killer, so we can call
Mhm.
police. Everybody's running in chaos, and the poor dad is holding on to the chest of the
Oh, that's
daughter
his daughter.
to
Yeah,
apply pressure. Yes,
and the
to
rich
apply
people don't know
pressure.
that.
But the rich dad doesn't know that, so he's saying, "Let's go. Leave even though that girl she works for me. Leave her.
She's
She's
nothing. Basically, she's bottom. Yeah, she doesn't really matter.
she's replaceable. She's nothing." He has a moral dilemma: do I drive him and keep my job, or do I save my daughter's life? So the mom comes. She applies the pressure to the daughter. He grabs a knife. He slashes the old maid's
Mhm.
husband, kills him. And what does he do next? He kills the dad,
He kills the
the
rich
rich
dad.
dad. Yeah, I didn't see why.
Hmm.
I didn't see why. I didn't see the nuance from that. He kills the rich dad, and then I'm not gonna kill the rest of the ending of the movie for you, but yeah, he kills the rich dad. I didn't see what was up with that. I'll just keep it for you. He ends up living in the basement where the old husband lived. Ends up living there in hideout to not get arrested.
And you mentioned that the poor family is able to buy the new family. Is it some a case of a
Right. So the son
lawsuit?
had a no. The son had a traumatic brain injury. He actually recovered, and he was a Boy Scout, so he understand Morse code. So in the whole movie, there were the old. It's getting confusing. The old husband, not the old husband. The old
Hmm.
maid's husband, the one that lived there for 4 years. He knew Morse code, and he was talking to the rich son because the rich son is a kid. He's a Boy Scout, so he would always like press a button to signal a light. So that's how they introduced that to us. That's how I love movies like that. They like introduce it at the beginning, and that symbolism is going to be used at the end of
Hmm.
the film. So the dad used Morse code to talk to his son every day. He would send out the same message, and then one day the son decided to peek over into the house to see the family because he had a crush on the daughter, and he saw the light going off, and he wrote it down. So he wrote down the message the dad was saying in Morse code, and found out that his dad was living there. And he said, he said, "Don't worry, Dad. One day I'm going to buy the house." And boom, the last scene was him buying the house, and the dad was able to escape for
Mm.
refuge.
Hmm.
Good film. I'm not gonna say it's the greatest film ever. Yeah, I'll keep it at that.